Well, we've been arguing about pronouns here in the United States and wondering why 2x4s now cost $9 a piece. There's real drama unfolding in Europe. Tensions between Ukraine and Russia are the highest they have been in a very long time. And we get some sense that there are political elements, mostly in the Democratic Party, not exclusively though, who would like to see a war in Europe. What is this, and how concerned should we be about it? Tulsi Gabbard has paid a lot of attention to this. She's a former member of Congress from the state of Hawaii. We're happy to have her on tonight. Congresswoman, thanks so much for coming on. So is this conflict moving toward war, and are there leaders in this country who would like to see that, do you think?
It is moving in a very dangerous direction, and the question for the American people is, are we willing to go to war with Russia on behalf of Ukraine? And we need to understand that such a war would come at a cost beyond anything that we can really imagine. Because this is not a war that is just, okay, this is going to be something that's happening to someone else, somewhere else on the other side of the world. No, this is something that will directly impact me and you, Tucker, every single one of your viewers, and all of our loved ones. And this is a war that is not a game. It's a war in which there are no winners, because you've got, thousands of nuclear weapons that the United States has aimed towards Russia. Russia has thousands of nuclear weapons aimed towards us that could hit any town or city in America in less than 30 minutes and exact a cost upon every one of us that would result in excruciating death and suffering beyond comprehension. Hundreds of millions of people dying and suffering, seeing their flesh being burned from their bones. This is something that you can't really even imagine, and it's a cost that we will all pay.
Why in the world would we ever contemplate going to war with Russia, honestly?
It is one that we should not do for those very reasons.
Yeah.
If you look at the impacts of what a nuclear war brings, it really brings about the end of the world as we know it. And our leaders should understand this consequence and take it seriously. And this is why President Biden, instead of continuing to escalate tensions and continuing this new Cold War between the United States and Russia, he needs to de-escalate these tensions, kind of, take the heat out of it and actually focus on bringing an end to this new Cold War. Because if he doesn't, then it's not a question of if we go to war with Russia, if this war ends up with a nuclear holocaust. It really is then just a question of when. And if we continue down this path that we are on, it's something that could happen a lot sooner than any of us think.
I'm just amazed by the magnitude of the stories that all of us are missing, including those of us who are paid to follow this stuff, and especially this story. And so I appreciate how you so crisply and wisely assessed that. It's terrifying. Thank you. Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 13, and it reads, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world." I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kodash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father of the world, ignorantly called God. His name means he exists. And Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. The word ignorantly called Jesus Christ. And his name means he saves. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, who's pushed forward in the truth to the four corners of the earth. I want to say shalom to you brothers, keep pushing. And a double shalom to Israelites look like other nations. And sincere Agwatim. I want to say shalom to your brothers and sisters as well. My name is Dewey from GMS Line of St. Louis Camp. And I'll come back at it in another video and kind. And yeah, you saw the news, you know, another day step closer to destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America. All right. Code name, Mystery Babylon the Great. All right. And yeah, that fire is coming. You know, war drums are beating. And we about to get the hell up out of here. You know, we're gonna have to go through Jacob's trouble first, of course. But yeah, it's about to get really bad out here. All right, and you know, watch the movie Terminator. All right, because I took the scene from that movie, and it's actually a sign about that movie that the apostles made. All right. Matter of fact. So Revelation 8, start at 7. "The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. And they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees was burnt up, and all the green grass was burnt up." Right, so yeah, the third part of the trees, you know, in in Babylon the Great, because when those missiles hit, it's gonna burn up all the vegetation and trees and animals and the people. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. I mean, a lot of the fishes and the animals died in the sea, right? And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed, right? So all these Navy vessels, aircraft carriers and all that Esau having the seas and the ships that move cargo, like those crates with goods from these other different countries, that's all going to be destroyed. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, it's a missile, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of the waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many died of the waters because they were made bitter, right? So that radiation poison, it's going to be in the waters, you know, and wormwood just represents bitterness, because wormwood is actually a herb. You know, the brother from Mississippi, his name is channel is GMS Life Lesson. He did a video of using wormwoods to get rid of those parasites in your body, right? So Khan, that's what's about to happen to this place. And if you're not written in the book of life, hey, you gonna perish. So let's go over here to Revelation 18. It's real fast. Revelation 18 and 1. "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird." Right? This place is wicked. You know, look at how these people act in this place. especially you women. No morals. You had no self-respect. You don't respect yourself or respect anybody else. Right? Got race riots, you know, and a whole bunch of different things is going on over here in the West. All right, just pure chaos in these streets. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, that you receive not of her plagues. Right, so you got to come up out of this place mentally. You know, Micah 2:10, rise up, this ain't your rest. All right, roughly paraphrasing. You know, I know it says this is not your rest, you know, but, you know, just my grammar. Verse 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And her cup, which she has filled to her double, right? So you Edomites, you know, which is the inhabitants of the world right now, you know, from you Americans to you Russians, you Ukrainians, Europeans, Spaniards, whatever. You know, right now you're ruling the world, but that's all about to come to an end. All right, you know, and it's getting more and more closer as each day goes on. Each day is another step closer to the destruction of this place, because we're gonna have to get up out of here, you know, because it's getting worse and worse as the day goes by. Matthew 24:6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are beginning of sorrows, right? So this is the beginning of the end. You know, like we in the end, but yeah, Jacob's trouble is a time period within itself. All right. And Jacob's trouble is in the scriptures. For you Israelite camps that say that it's not, Bishop Nathaniel, that say it ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble, you know. Even that Benjamite pastor cut you. This is Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right. The elect is going to be saved up out of it. You know, it's going to get terrible out here. Terrible. Right? But that's all I had on that. And I want to say, I hope this is edifying, and shalom.